Hey Legionnaires, welcome back for another NTW 3 battlefield today. And today the Danes are going to war. They're going to battle with their French allies here in a glorious 4v4 as we have Denmark joining the 1811 France, like Spanish campaign in France. We have 1806 Prussia sort of like campaign, and then the final French army we have is 1815 at Waterloo, that Flemish army. Final French army of today. So yes, we've got 3 French armies and a Danish army, and they are going to be facing off against the sort of British, Anglo-Spanish, like Peninsula Campaign army here. We have Persia in the back lines. What are they doing here? And then we have Russia and Prussia. So yes, we've got a very wide variety of forces here. You'd imagine with Persia and Prussia both here, a lot of cav is going to be in play. Russia also can bring a fair amount of cav often in battles, and Britain can often bring some, some decent cav, put it like that, some quality, where the others might bring quantity, especially when you got those dragoons here, the Brits in play. But yes, it certainly is going to be an interesting one. It's good to see the Danes actually. We don't have to see them, but they can often offer quite a lot. They're often quite a very good anti-UK. They have pretty decent shooting skills, and they also wear red just to confuse the Brits. But yes, it does seem as though there's been a little bit of a skirmish right out on the flank here. Denmark actually had a tiny little cav unit here. It's being run down by some hussars in the UK, and that is an early loss there for the Danes. I have a feeling the player was sneaking this right around the red line to try and get in behind and maybe assassinate some generals by the looks of it. And all the way on the other side, I have missed an even larger, much more exciting cavalry fight. Typical Pope form, but it does look as though the French have gone in with a huge amount of chasseurs cheval and hussars and all sorts of stuff here, and they have lost out pretty hard to Prussian cavalry. Looks like cuirassiers are the main ones to have been in play there. Looks like maybe some hussars as well, but yeah, that's a massive loss there for the French. Sending their cavalry, I'd like to say, way ahead of their infantry. I mean, I wouldn't say I was an NTW3 expert, but I mean, I feel like you got to try and keep the two fairly close together so you can support each other. Like, now this infantry, I mean, most of it looks like a conformed square, which is great for this Prussian campaign army, but he's going to need to be careful because he's got almost no cavalry support. I mean, there's a chasseur cheval back here and another one, but just 2 little light cav, that's all he's got. I mean, it looks like some of these guys are returning, which is great. He's going to need that, but a massive loss early on there. I mean, I guess now he knows that Prussia has lots of scary cavalry ready to face him. But yeah, I mean, I think this might be just a dragoon, or could be a cuirassier as well. But this one definitely is a cuirassier. Then there's some other like hussars and lighter cav back there as well. The Russians pushing forward as well, trying to split this French army from its allies. So we've got some Cossacks here. Often this 8-point of France so can bring a lot of cav itself. We've got some provisional dragoons coming forward there. It's usually got a lot of like fairly cost-effective dragoons here. Lots of provisional dragoons actually here. Wow, yeah. And we've got some hussars as well for Denmark over here as well. Looks like just some like Schleswig Ritter, which is just, I guess, just like medium sort of like cav, like dragoon sort of level. But yeah, they are already falling back. It seems like the Danes maybe shifting their cavalry to that right-hand side. I don't know. I feel like this Prussian player here, well, not Prussian campaign player needs to maybe also think about either entrenching himself in this town, just make it hard for cavalry to do much, or he's going to have to just shift it across to try and join up with his allies who do have cavalry. We are on the Messerkirch, I think it's the map. Messerkirch. So it's I think a map we've seen quite a few times actually, quite recently in sort of scenarios and just in custom games as well. So often battles seem to kind of focus around this town here, but it'll be certainly an interesting one to see. I mean, the French, they can sort of like entrench themselves around the town. They've got a good chance. I mean, Prussia, I doubt, has the melee capabilities of this France. It's a pretty strong one. It's a 12-pointer. So I'm expecting great things. I mean, also it's quite apt that they're facing off against each other, like Prussia facing 1806 with the Prussian campaign. Very appropriate, I feel like. I don't know which Russia this is, but I have a feeling if it was going to be either of the two, it's going to be the French campaign Russia. Just because the sort of stronger of the two corps, even though, two armies, even though it is slightly lower in points. think it has a better option of what you can bring. Persia's starting to arrive here with some cavalry. It'll be the first of many, I'm sure. That looks like a bit of a skirmish now taking place here as the Trilliers get ready. But yes, so an early flurry of action there. So it's maybe going to start to calm down a little bit as both sides sort of weigh each other up. See where it is weakest to try and break through. I mean, obviously the French don't really want to stay in a line fight with the Brits. If you've watched enough of my NTW 3 videos, you probably know that already. These guys have very good reloading skill and have pretty decent accuracy as well. Some of the best around. The French obviously rely heavily on melee. I think this 1815 really specializes in heavy cav. Like you can see Cuirassier has quite a few of them brought. I think they have like relatively still like cheap ones. It seems like 1811. So yeah, I can see at least 3 Cuirass units being brought by this Flemish campaign army. It looks like he's gone very much heavily with the cav. The infantry's going to be probably substandard. You can bring the guard, but it doesn't look like the guard is being brought today. It doesn't be the case. Just also to highlight, as you can see with the blue markers, is the coalition. They're already getting cav and light infantry around the flanks here, and I have a feeling there could be even more and more Persians sort of roll. They'll just start to flank on around and try and get in behind and threaten with more cavalry, just like cav units. The armory has been captured, so that is the Prussian campaign French army. 12 points a hit. And I think this is probably the right move for them. Just entrench themselves there, wait for the Prussians to come to them. And the same with the French, really, and the Danes, to be honest, generally across this line. They have a nice tree line here, as do the Brits and the Russians, to be honest. If anything, they shouldn't really just progress too far out of that, in my opinion. Maybe, I mean, Denmark could go either right and support against the Prussians, or he could go left and actually help his allies. Currently looks like he's going to go for the first option. He's going to go and support against Prussia, try and turn that into a 2v1. Might not be a bad idea. Use his cav over there to sort of support that fight. If the other two armies just sit tight in this forest and make themselves difficult to break down, certainly could give France the opportunity just to swing on in with its Danish allies and defeat Prussia. It doesn't seem like Flanders is waiting around. He's going forward full speed ahead. He's almost ignoring Britain and Persia, and he's going straight in for the Russian bear. You can see the Pavlovsk Grenadiers back here as well. They're getting ready for these guys to be more than a match for any French column that comes in. See what they can do. Yes, if you're enjoying all things NTW3 and would like to see some more glorious NTW3 battles, do want to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show spoiler readers help out the channel. We have Chevalier Lancers winning there. We've now got the Dragoons coming in. Looks like just something in sort of like light Spanish guerrilla cav almost, just to, you know, maybe test the defenses, see what there is. Probably now can see these cuirass, which is what the Persians here are going to have to deal with it. Oh boy, it looks like it's Persian peasant spam. I've seen this tactic once or twice before, and it's a certain player, cool peasant as well, that usually does this. So I presume it's the same person doing it. It is like a fairly effective tactic, actually. It actually worked quite well. You just use these peasants to sort of soak up the fire, and then you allow like another sort of player to go in, like Russia, go in and take out the enemy that you're targeting. Light cav there, taking out that 8 powder artillery. So the French losing the first piece of artillery today. Might get the second one, actually. It's the artillery cheval. Might get that as well. Actually, will. Flanders here going to lose a lot of artillery. Yeah, I think that's a dead artillery piece if I've ever seen one. He's running right through it with the attack. I don't know what's happening with the attack orders there. And actually, wow, look at that. The Dragoons swung in, or the Chevalier, sorry, swung in and actually managed to take out that Lancer. How this has survived, I do not know, but that is one lucky horse artillery. Looks like, yeah, look at this, a long line fight prepared here. As we have the French coming in with their line infantry here, shooting and tooting away. And it looks like we're going to see Danish Ritter maybe charge forward here. I don't know what these count as, heavy or medium cav or what, we'll see, but I mean the Prussians can't form square, it might not matter. It looks like the Danes, they need to go in now, it's now or never. They attempted to fake by just standing in front of them, and there you go, go, the Danes. They hold their charge at the last minute to see whether the Prussians could form square. They couldn't. And who's sending over more cav now? It's the Spanish campaign. France sending over cav. Spoons coming in. And yeah, it doesn't look good. And here come the French with their bayonet charges. Prussia has been caught napping. Should have seen this coming. Should have not have given the French the opportunity to get into melee and then giving this French face full of musket balls breaking. One of the cav has broken it. I think that's getting fimmed pretty hard by the looks of it. That infantry unit was firing, that's for sure. It looks like French cav is going to overwhelm the Prussian and Russian cav here. So with support of some young guard flanker chasseurs. And yeah, here come forward even more cavalry and infantry. Now the Danes sending in some of their own infantry in. And yeah, there you go, the Prussian infantry starting to buckle. The line fight continues here. But, I mean, Prussia cannot allow the same thing to happen again. The problem is the Danes can swing onto the flank here. These guns are in danger. These Russian guns, I think they are. They might be Saxon guns, actually. In green uniform, probably a Saxon. Russian. But they need to be careful of that. More Russian cav over here, trying to tie down dragoons. The French tying down some Cossacks, so the Cossacks are tying down dragoons, I don't know. And again, the Brits going in down the line with more light cav. Just after skirmishes, so that's not going to achieve much. The Brits and the Persians are taking on this left, which is not a lot. It's just a few lights and some cavalry for the French. They're really shifting everything to the right-hand side, just trying to follow the advance of the Danes and the French end of the building captured. Squares are being formed here, but that just allows the infantry to come forward and charge. Looks like, yeah, Danish cav is starting to run out of momentum. That's fine, because the French infantry will take over. Start slashing and hacking. Looks like the French are going to break on through. The general dead already. Enemy general dead. I think that's the Prussian general being slayed down there. I think he's been shot by a musket ball because he's just in the front lines there. And the French are just here. So I think that's the case. This might be the collapse of Prussia though. With the loss of the general, Prussia might be about to get wiped off the floor. Russians, yeah, you can see already orange morale. They're not even getting shot at, just the shake and the sheer sight of the French getting close. The cuirass has got out, they're alive. It's not stopped anything. It just kind of went in, I guess, just to try and delay the assault. I mean, look at all this. This is all up Prussian campaign cav has returned. They're ready to match up against the Prussian cavalry here, and they also got the Danes to support them. It's 3 against 7. But all 4 of those cav have routed once, so whether they would again is quite possible. I think that's why the players being passive with it. Then the French go in. The Prussians take all musketeers, just a musketeer spam. Nothing really like a grenadier sort of unit that can maybe win or even hold its own in a melee. And also now with no general, it's not looking good for Prussia. Good cav charge though, it's thrown out a lot of French units. Square otherwise. The Russians are going in as well. Oh my gosh, it's a melee mess down there. We've got cuirass going in. British crews killing the cuirass. It's a fairly even fight there. Don't even see what the British marker is. Wavering and the Brits, yeah, I mean they're getting themselves stuck in the melee a little bit as well. Certainly not redcoats. There are some redcoats. It's like Spanish infantry. I think maybe they have melee. I really have no clue. They're firing back to their own Russians, so they need to be careful of that. The French are slowly getting pushed back here. Flanders and what have we got here? Grenadiers, the Royal Guards, Spain. So Spain and Flanders both going in. The Royal Guard are making some progress. The Lancers from Russia now coming to try and stabilise it. More columns going in. We've got Grenadiers of Frankfurt. More sort of like columns and line infantry being thrown in here. Grenadiers of the line. But the French really going in sappers. 1815 and also the Spanish campaign doing a good job. Pavlov's Grenadiers fighting in the streets. I'd imagine they'll win, but I don't know. The Persians really need to get a move on. They are arriving their hordes. Britons also need to get a little bit more engaged, a little bit more in there, because right now Russia's getting picked apart. It's a real problem. Squares being formed here. There's like a Russian guard unit. I don't think they'll hold the squares. Not the greatest formation fight. And yeah, it looks like the cuirass are going to fall back, probably rest up. They are exhausted. It's probably the best thing they can do. They might need to get ready for the Persians who are on their way. The Persians coming in. They are slow moving, these hordes of peasants. But once they get in there, they can do a bit of trouble. There's still more of them coming. Thousands of them. The Danes and the French have pretty much cleared off. The Prussians, it looks like the cav over here is getting the joy of just mowing down the retreating troops, making sure they don't return. It's not a bad idea, to be honest. Getting rid of them, making sure they stay gone. The French are absolutely rolling. This is a masterclass of the battle. It really is. I mean, I'm intrigued to see if the coalition can turn this around. In go the cuirass into the peasants. Persian peasants. How they'll stand. Never know. Another one's going in. Well, maybe. You know, they seem like they can soak up a charge. I mean, they're probably not appreciating their comrade shooting them in the back. You never know. Russia looks like he's pretty much gone. He's got this one cav unit back here, which is a cuirass unit. That's been kept back. Interesting decision, especially since all the other cuirass went in. France, why he kept his back, whether it is intact, it might not be. Yeah, it's Britain and Persia here have got their work cut out on how they're going to turn this around. Denmark and France are on the way. I mean, the Persia can do a lot of damage here to 1815, trying to wipe them off the board, but it seems like they have massive infantry. So the cuirass is finally breaking, actually. They actually got broken by that mob of infantry, the Persian cav assisting. The building here captured by the French. A little bit of lag now, all of a sudden. There we go. Don't know why we had that, but like, don't know if it's just the cavalry going amongst the buildings. I know that sometimes can cause some issues. Yeah, Britain is retreating to the higher ground. You still have Russian artillery up here, pounding away, firing canister. All things. I mean, actually, something else get some direct hits into this Colonel General down here. So you know, maybe not the worst thing in the world to be doing. Yeah, now we've got a bit of a line fight between Persian mob and French infantry, and it seems to be Danish infantry as well. The Danish skirmishes have arrived. Again, this is not the end of the world for Persia. They can take the line fight. They're just numbers, and the French, like, there's enough of them that they'll start killing the French and whittling them down, and they can soak up the musket balls quite happily. It's just, what's the end game really for Persia? I don't really know. There's some more elite troops back here. These guys can definitely form a square, if I remember as well. But actually, yeah, pretty nasty. Persia doesn't seem like he's brought masses of cav either. I guess maybe you, I don't know, maybe you could have, or maybe we just can't see it. This is quite possible. But I've counted at least 3 units of cav. So I don't really know what the end game is for Persia. Really, it's probably to try and like melee, or just to try and whittle down the French and the Danes in a line fight. Because they look like they can be out-calved right now by Denmark and France. They're going to be out-calved. I don't know if Flanders still has any cuirass alive. Yeah, there's still one at least. There's plenty of dragoons and like Danish Ritter available as well. Got another like cheval there. So yeah, it looks like it can't be going with the cav ploy. It looks like we're going to see a melee. Here we go. This is where the Persia sees a chance. Going in against the Royal Guard in Spain as well, of all choices. Maybe not the wisest. Taking on the sappers with their 8 guns. Literal peasants with pitchforks battling some of France's hardest men. the best of moves, but we'll see. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. If it's a Persian who's still firing, that's also not good. But yeah, looks like the peasants are getting beaten. I don't know what I expected, to be honest. They're getting supported from the building, so I don't know what they've sent into the building. The Persians, if they can take it, might be able to turn the flank. Just more Frenchies waiting there. Britain needs to act as well. It's being a little passive. Persia here is soaking up the heat and taking on the best part of multiple armies right now. I don't think they can do that. So we go the French. Go. I mean, the Danish cab's about to go around the flank. I think Persia's got to act now or never. It looks like he's bringing forward the skirmishes infantry support. And in go the Persians. I don't know how good this cab is, but it's walked into the Danes. If it meant to or not, I don't know. Both sides have infantry to support each other. Persia looks like he's on the brink of breaking there. Yeah, France is through there where the cabs can support. Persian cab also looks like he's in a bad state of affairs. More elite line infantry for Persia is now also going in. Shot inside, but the French have just won their melee fight. Persia looks like he's trying to get more cavalry. It's getting looking messy on that flank for Persia. There's everything getting stuck in on the wrong thing. The lines are not looking good, more breaking, and that's probably going to start affecting down this line. And there goes the cav. The boy's going to form square in time to help.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
It's a messy one, that is for sure. Messy and chaotic. It's what we like in an NTW battle. Britain needs to get down now. I don't know what he's got left. Russia's also re-rallying. The reason they're not coming down is because the Danes still have sharpshooters, a bit light infantry. And they are going to have to contain the Brits. The Brits have a lot of troops back here doing very little. I mean, I guess they were just watching again the flanks because of the Danish cav, but
the men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
They're being passive and just watch as the Persians have died. I mean, the Prussians are dead too. Brave Persians making us stand here. The general's still alive for the Persians, but I don't think he's got much of an army left. The Persian peasant spam did not work. The remaining, looks like maybe they won the cav fight actually in the end. Persians. Looks like this elite cabs actually managed to win the fight and break out.
Our men are running.
The infantry is going to get out of here as well. And Danish cav has lost the Russian heavies, which is no surprise there. But the guns are still going to be taken out by. I didn't realise that even Denmark had Ulan. There you go, very cool. I never knew that. They're quite a pretty unit as well, actually. I like the light blue and the feather. Oh, I'm a fan. But yeah, the Russians might get overwhelmed because there's multiple cav units coming in and surrounding them. The Russians trying to help out their side with like shots into the side, the melee. It looks like the Danish cav just about has it over the Russian heavies. Just too many cavalrymen. They might get the Danes.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest.
General's fallen. They managed to lose a general. Oh wow, yeah. Bulgaru back there getting assassinated by a little Cossack. If that came earlier, that would have been huge. That's the Prussian campaign of France. I don't know how much he's got left, really, because he's obviously thrown his boys in quite a bit into melee, but that could have been better a lot earlier. We also got Bonaparte alive, and the cuirass should save Bonaparte. This all could have been done a lot earlier. It's what you're going to be proactive with is like little light Cossacks. Be proactive with one. I don't know what the Danish general is, but he's not nearby. I wonder if there's any more little Russian little light cabs waiting in the shadows. Persia might rally some of these guys. I really don't know. I don't know how easily Persian peasants will rally. probably not easily. The elites, though, they're holding. General staff here, right behind them, rallying the boys. They're taking on an entire French army. Actually, this is the Prussian army here. Wow. Okay, they still have a fair amount left. There's a lot of action there already. The Prussians, and they defeated, well, the Persians. Oh, the French managed to get right behind the Hussars here. I think the Hussars are going to lose this fight. Persian cav seems quite capable. Yeah, losing slightly. And also I imagine this general is going to pop some rallies in a moment. I think it's going to take a lot of French infantry to rout this one unit. If I remember correctly, this unit is pretty tough. Don't give up. Brits are still holding them there. Actually, so they've pushed back the Danes a little bit. Brits have so much left. Where is this all been? Portuguese, they can't hold on. Here we come, some Spanish campaigns seems like they're mainly in charge of some Persian. We've got John up here as well. I think that might be quite difficult to move. Yeah, the Brits just seem like they just almost fell back and just let Persia die. I mean, I know they can't really contest the town easily, but you've got to try and free up some Frenchmen and make it easier for Persia. Because in the end, Persia just fell full force to start every single army on their poor peasant line. I mean, Britain's holding a pretty good position on this hill here. Give it granted, and we've got some Spanish artillery here shooting away. But the likelihood of them beating all of this French and Danish stuff is very slim now. Russia still has one infantry alive. I'm proud of it. Stayed in the game. Portuguese though, fighting on hard. I don't know why this British player, what the British player brought, but he did not bring a lot of red. I don't know if they're a lot more expensive in this one, but usually like with the campaign, spam out the red codes, I feel like. And bring a sizable amount of cab as well. It's an interesting build, I'll give it that. Relied a lot on those like top hats or like Spanish sort of guys, or and the Portuguese. I mean, the Portuguese are pretty good. They've actually got pretty good stats, but yeah, great.
Running.
Portuguese, yeah, trying to do that bit. They're not there. They're gonna hold on. Yeah, I think I don't know. It's hard to say really. I mean, it's a bit of a. I mean, fair. French and the Danish don't have much left. We're looking from their perspective, you can see there's not a lot left. It's actually going to end being fairly close. I don't know how. I felt like they just rolled over one enemy after the other. Like, I mean, the Russians and the British sort of united, and then the Brits kind of abandoned them and like, yeah, no, we're finished. We're finished working together here, Russia. Might get a charger, I wonder. If the Russians bayonet down the side of these Danes, they actually could get something happening there. Maybe just roll up this flank, and then the Brits could turn around and help finish the spot. I mean, I still think the coalition is going to lose, but we've got something going on there, Russia. Looks like Britain might go for a melee charge on the Danes. Might not be a bad idea. I don't know how Danes I don't think too great in a melee fight. Still a Persian horse out here. I think it's just the general in a quite literally his new bodyguard he's acquired. It's his it's just a cav unit. Yeah, there you go. Britain's gone into melee with the Danes. Looks like we're going to see... Yeah, it looks like we're going to see the coalition lose this one. But yeah, I was going to say before I got kind of like distracted by the potential Russian
Our men are
countercharge
running,
there.
sir.
I feel like obviously Prussia was just kind of left to its own to die. I feel like Prussia should have not committed as much as it did. Realized kind of what was going on. I feel like his teammates should have been like, all right, Denmark is shifting to you. It's going to be a 2v1. Either someone needs to shift to block Denmark, or Prussia, you just need to retreat. Either into the forest, just trying to support with that line fight, and to deny the cav from really doing anything like too major. Or we've got to shift back towards the coalition forces. But yeah, you see, after winning his initial cav fight really early on, Prussia just was like, yeah, I'm going to stand my ground. I've got a good chance here of cav superiority, which he did, but he then didn't shift any of his cav back towards to face off against the Danes. Britain obviously abandoning Russia. It's a bit strange. Britain's play in this whole game has been a bit strange. Yeah, the French and Danish teams just seem to just clump up and just deal one hammer blow after the next on the coalition forces. I can't really blame Persia too much. It's a strange build. It can work. I've seen it work, but it's just slow moving. You've got to like almost slow down, like the French and their allies, and just to allow the Persians to arrive. As soon as you don't use speed and energy against this Persian army, you kind of game's over really. And yeah, that's kind of what happened. The French and their allies just shifted away from the Persians, attacked everyone else down here, and came back from the Persians and met the Persians. By that point, it's just one too many armies for them. I'm not saying the Persians are the big bad boss. I think they can be. But really, I think some of the coalition armies here kind of disappoint themselves.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest.
It's a fun one still. It's still nice in Denmark. It makes a nice change, I feel like, from the regular sort of forces we often see. Yeah, we can just see the remains of the British army here getting picked apart. We'll just fast forward a little bit. The sappers still alive, 15 of those guys. It's, what is this? Oh, it's the Uhlans, the pretty Uhlans. The Denmark going in for the kill on the British general. Very nice, very nice. Squares being formed in won't do much. It just allows the French infantry and the Danish infantry to catch up. It'll save them from the cavalry, I guess, though. I think the Persians...
We have killed their general, sir.
Now
they
general.
must break.
As the cuirass goes in there, they actually, I think, managed to overwhelm that Persian cav eventually. There you go. They actually did. It also wasn't peasant who was playing as the Persian peasant spam. I was surprised. And there you go. The final army getting killed off there. And there you go. There are all of the kills. At least I think, it could have been K1, I guess, playing against the Brits. They died pretty simultaneously. But there you go. We have a victory for the Danes and for the French. Hopefully, I'll put up the end results for you guys to have a look at. I hope you did enjoy this one. It's a very quick one, really. And it was maybe a bit one-sided, but it certainly was a fun one. I certainly enjoyed watching it. And it's always good to see the French roll over in a good column formation, their enemies of Europe and beyond. So we'll quickly have a look at the unit stats. So sending from Johnny Le Buffoon's perspective, who was playing as the Danes, 254 kills with that pretty Uhlan unit there. Then we have Life Regiment Light Dragoons at 234 kills. I have a feeling they milked quite a lot of kills running down Prussian stragglers, but still 223 kills with the cav there, 174 with one of his grenadiers, 172 with the infantry, hussars 168, more infantry getting 125, 121 with more infantry, 117 with another one. I think they might have actually generally got their kills, the infantry. Hard to kind of run down other infantry with line infantry, but yeah, the cav, I think, might have milked its kills a little bit. But there you go, guys. That is today's battle. If you did enjoy, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show support. If you want to send in any NTW3 replays as well, feel free to send them in to my Discord. The link is down below in the description. And if you haven't checked out the NTW3 mod, and you've been meaning to, the link is also in the description. Please go and check it out. It's an amazing mod. And yeah, until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.